O Vyasdev, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord. Purport. Spiritual feelings of happiness and intense ecstasies have no mundane comparison. Therefore, it is very difficult to give expression to such feelings. We can just have a glimpse of such ecstasy in the words of Sri Narada. Each and every part of the body or senses has its particular function. After seeing the Lord, all the senses become fully awakened to render service unto the Lord, because in the liberated state, the senses are fully efficient in serving the Lord. As such, in that transcendental ecstasy, it so happened that the senses became separately enlivened to serve the Lord. This being so, Narad Muni lost himself in seeing both himself and the Lord simultaneously. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bhutale Srimate Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Premati Bhara Nirbhinna Pulakango Nivritah Ananda Samplavo Lino Na Pashyam Ubhayam Mune. O Vyasadeva, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord. We understand that the spiritual energy of God, of Krishna, you can divide it into three: Sandhini, Samvit and Hladini. Samvit is because Krishna is Satchid Anand Vigraha, and his devotee is also Satchid Anand. So Sat means eternal or true existence. So that Sandhini potency of the Lord sustains the existentiality of the living entities. Samvit, that gives knowledge giving potency. Vit means knowledge, to know. With Samvit, Sandhini, and Hladini gives happiness. Hladini Shakti. When someone is on the spiritual platform, happiness, eternality, knowledge are manifest. By nature, the soul, Jeev, we are in that condition by nature. Now we are in this material world. According to Mundaka Upanishad, we fell from Vaikuntha. We were serving Krishna, but we fell after not, you can say, misuse of independence. We had a desire to separately enjoy from Krishna. So immediately we came here. Now here we are not under the spiritual energy of Krishna. These three things are not there: knowledge, eternality, happiness. But that is the natural position of the jiva, that he must have this. So now material life is simply going after these things. Material life is seeking these three things in whatever way, this way, this country, that country. So many ways people are all trying to again get happiness, again become eternal. Unconsciously, people want to be eternal. For example, when there's a threat of death, people avoid it. Also, people when they die, they think I should leave behind something, people should remember me. Eternality, knowledge is manifest in the way we always reading newspapers, magazines, looking for knowledge, now on the phone, checking, trying to find out about different things. We are no longer in knowledge. Jiva is known as Jnanino in Bhagavad Gita. The Jnanino means the one who has knowledge. But Avritam Jnanam etena Jnanino. Nitya Vairina. But his knowledge became covered. His knowledge became covered. His existence is no longer eternal. He has to go birth and death. And happiness is not there. So now we are seeking all these three things. We became covered by Maya, illusory energy, as a covering potency. But it will only act when we decide to be separate from Krishna. Maya cannot touch anybody who is a devotee. There is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Haya Andhakara, Jaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Adhikara. Krishna is like the sun, Maya is like the darkness. Wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is sun, there cannot be darkness. Darkness means where the sun didn't reach. So in the same way, wherever Krishna is, there cannot be illusion. Somebody worshipping Krishna will have clear intelligence, clear understanding, if it's proper, as Krishna says, Ananya Cheta Satatam. Ananya, only worshipping Krishna, Satatam, always, constantly. Ananya Cheta Satatam. Yo Mam Smarati Nityashaha, always thinking of him. Nityashaha, eternally, always thinking of Krishna. Tasyaham Sulabha Partha, for him I am very easy to attain. People are struggling to attain Krishna. Many births. Some are doing tapasya. They'll go to Himalayas, live in the cave, and live a difficult life just to try to attain Krishna. Many births. But Krishna, I am easy to attain. You have to just remember me always. That is bhakti. So now the jiva got covered by Maya. Due to Kam. Kam means desire to enjoy this body or this world separate from Krishna. So that is known as an enemy of the jiva. It's an enemy. Bhagavad Gita says in chapter 3, Jnanino Nitya Vairina. Vairina means enemy. Vaira. And Nitya Vairina means the eternal enemy of the jiva. The eternal enemy of the jiva is his desire to enjoy separate from Krishna, because that binds him to this world. In those verses in Gita, in one of the purports, Prabhupada explains that in a normal jail, what is binding us to leave? Now they don't do that, but they would chain the people, chain them to the wall or chain them to the ground. So that chain is stopping us. So now what is stopping us from going to Goloka, to Vaikuntha? What is stopping is the material desire, the desire for enjoyment of the body of this world. That is an enemy of the jiva. Why? Because it will make him suffer. It will make him suffer. It will make him take birth again. It will make him remain shackled in this material world. So Kam, even Arjuna asks that due to Kam, which is, if it infects us, just like someone is infected with some disease, he must do certain things. Someone who gets rabies actually starts barking like a dog and making strange. He goes little mad and he can die also. The disease will do that. That's not the natural state. So when we're infected with Kam, we are forced, pushed to enjoy this world. But that came because of our desire to do it. And why some have more, some have less desire for sense enjoyment? Because in the past life one desired it. So they got a body, they got a situation, a state of mind where they have a lot into it, or not, depending on the past. So Arjuna asked that question, that Atakena Priktayam Papam Charati Purusha. Oh Krishna, what makes someone do sin even they don't want to sin? If someone doesn't want to sin, he's forced. A thief knows, if I steal, I'll go to jail, I'll suffer. Still he'll go and steal. Still, and then he'll be caught. Then he'll go to jail. He couldn't stop. Why? So Arjuna is asking, Atakena Pratyam Pavam Chariti Purusha. Anichan. He doesn't want. Anichan api varshneya. Balada vinyojisaha. By force, by strength of force, he's made to sin. So then, Krishna says, Kama Esha. It's because of Kama. Because the he's infected. And how does it come? Rajagun. There are three gunas. So when one is brought into this material world, he comes into that sphere of material world, because spiritual is a material, that chart is showing. When he comes, immediately he's caught by a guna. So Rajagun catches. So Krishna says, Rajaguna samudbhava. It comes from Rajagun. The gun makes him do that. So then he's acting even like against his will. He must do that. Someone say he desired to mark his territory, stop people from coming and harassing other people, being like a bully, like a gang leader. So next birth he born as a dog in a pack of dogs guarding his territory. Once he takes that body, he is infected with certain gun, rajagun, tamo, such that he must act now like a dog. Even though he is a soul, eternal servant of Krishna, but he must act like the dog. He must now run after the cat, bark at night for no reason, just bark, howling, and attack other dogs and just roam around like that. The guna does that. So that is suffering. Animal birth is suffering. Some humans have certain tendency of anger, whatever. That's also suffering. But now what do people say? That, some will say that, why God did this? Why I'm born like this? But Bhagavad Gita says that Purusha Sukha Dukhanam Bhoktitva Hetur Karanam Kshate. The cause of the suffering or enjoyment of the jiva is his own act. You cannot blame God. Don't blame God. But we decide, I want to live like this, I want to do that, then we're born in a situation. Hetur Karanam Kshate. So in that state, whatever the past was, some are suffering more, some are suffering less. But we should understand that to come out of this, a prescription is given. On his own, the jiva cannot pull himself out. Because I mentioned before, somebody who is in an ocean, how will he come out? He cannot come out. Something has to pull him out, who is not in the ocean. So there's a picture of Vishnu coming on Garuda and pulling up the jiva from the ocean. Actually, word ocean is used in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham aham samudratha mrityu samsara sagara. I am the one who will pull out this person who is always meditating on me. I'll pull him from the ocean, mrityu samsara sagara. If we are constantly thinking of Krishna, then we are always connected to him. And the more, if one does that 24 hours continuously, then he reaches perfection. It's not easy, because those who are infected by Rajagun, Tamogun, they'll desire to enjoy the body, or to Tamogun is madness, anger, laziness. So they'll have other desires. Then you can understand, someone is satatam kirtayanto, always thinking of Krishna, worshipping Krishna, he's free from guna. Therefore, at the time of death, he will not take another body. So, if someone is in that ocean and wants to come out, it has to be Krishna or his representative. Representative of Krishna is Sri Guru. Sri Guru is empowered to take us out of the ocean by seeing our situation and instructing us what to do in my particular situation, how to come. So when one gets a guru who is pramanik, this is a great thing. It is very rare. It's not possible for everyone. It's a great benediction, because such a person can remove us from the ocean of suffering and liberate us. He can give us Krishna. And so he is respected and honored like God, on level of God. He is honored because he is taking us to that level. So Guru is not in Guru. He is free from that, and he then rescues us. So otherwise the jivas in this material world who are not turning to that path, if they decide, no, we don't have faith, we'll just stay here, and they say, oh, this is the path to religion, you have to follow, you have to get liberated. We are not sure. You are saying that we don't know. They call Ashradadhana Purusha. So Krishna says for such people, they will just continue in the cycle of birth and death. Therefore we understand that the biggest enemy of the jiva is the desire to enjoy the body or the material world. This is the biggest, because that is what is binding us, stopping us from going to Krishna. This body, I am having this material body. This is the product of my material activities before. Even now, if I'm doing actions of sense enjoyment, I am building my body. The next body is being built. Arjuna asked Krishna, Kim karma? What is karma? What did he say? Bhuta bhava. He says some term. Translation from Sanskrit to English. That activity which leads to development of another body. That is karma. Karma means acting in such a way as to enjoy this world. Now someone may think, oh, you're talking about no enjoyment, so we'll become like a robot. No enjoyment. Not long time ago here in India, people used to live a life of dharma. If we follow dharma properly, say we are following our karma. Previously you had varnashram. So in varnashram someone is following their duty. They'll get happiness. Because if we are following Krishna's instructions, swakarmana abhyarchya, somebody according to his varna and ashram is following that, so automatically he gets mercy of God. What does that mean? Sandini, Samvit, Ladini. Gradually he attains knowledge that I am a soul. That gradual knowledge comes, Samvit, Sandini, Shakti, he goes towards eternality. That means his karma gets destroyed slowly. And third, Ladini, happiness comes. If we follow dharma, if we worship Krishna, happiness comes. Why are we seeking it separately? Hard struggle. People are struggling hard to get this happiness. It's hard. They will struggle, work so much, work hard, accumulate money, and take all nonsense from other people just to earn that money. Just why? Because they're thinking, I have to be happy, I have to get money. But actual happiness, it's already there. Jeev by nature is Anandamaya Abhyasa. Or by nature we are happy people. But what happened? Because Maya covered us, now we are not experiencing that happiness. We are not experiencing. But if we uncover the Maya, then we will be able to. But now uncovering this Maya means that one has to begin the process of bhakti. Because through bhakti what happens? That sagunan samatityetan, traiguna atitya, we transcend all the modes, sattva, raja, tamo, become transcendental to the modes. That means that, I said that Krishna Surya Sama. When one comes to Krishna, taha nahi maya adhikara, Maya has no adhikar, cannot touch you. For a devotee of Krishna. There's narration in Srimad Bhagavatam of Ajamil, long narration, but it explains how Ajamil was sinful. Because he was sinful, he had to be punished. He had a lot of sins. And the Yamadutas are waiting, and then they approached him, and they look very fearful. Yamaduta said that their hair is like that, standing, and they have horns, red eyes, they come with dogs. And their features are deformed, eye, nose, it's very horrific. So he saw, he shouted. But what did he shout? His son's name. Son is named Narayan. And he said Narayan, so Vishnu Dutas came. And then the debate ensued, and that debate is recorded in Bhagavatam. This is history, it's not imaginary. This happened. It happened in a place called Kanuj, which is, what is the modern name? I forgot. It's written there. I think Ujjain, Avanti. So it happened there, and then that debate is recorded in Bhagavatam. How the Yamadutas are saying, he's sinful, why are you stopping us? Yamaraj told us to take Vishnu, that you cannot take him, he chanted Vishnu's name. Yeah, but he's so sinful, how many sins he did, you know? Yeah, but he chanted Narayan, it's gone. How is that possible? Then they're explaining the power of the holy name. So we can't imagine the purifying power of bhakti. And in one shlok it says that many verses are there glorifying holy name of God. That holy name can destroy more sins than you can commit. Of course, now how you're chanting, you have to chant in pure way, pure. That takes time to chant what we call the pure name, Shuddha Nam. That comes by practice, when we constantly chant and we avoid Namaprad. So, one who practices bhakti becomes free from this gun. One who doesn't, Ashadadhana Purusha, one who doesn't accept, has to continue in the cycle. So the karma we do, the actions to enjoy, when we do that, we get infected more by gun and we take birth in it. So jiva has to be taught early that what is the best action to do. Bhagavad Gita explains. You see, even to live, even how to act, that has to be learned from Bhagavad Gita. Everyone is living, no one is understanding that every action we do is binding or liberating. So liberating actions, that is, which is linked to Krishna. Even if someone is working and gets some profit and some portion gives to Krishna, it purifies the wealth, he gets purified. Someone knows some skill of pottery or whatever, then he does it for Krishna. So this act, he connects to Krishna and he gets purified. So now people, I was saying how they are separately looking for happiness, but if we follow dharma, we become happy. So if you just go back few generations in India, this whole idea of looking for happiness, it was not there. Rather, we were taught, do your duty, do your duty. Niyatam kuru karmatvam, do your duty, do your karma. What is your duty in Varnashram? You do that. And or what is your duty in terms of following religious vrata, following utsav, festivals, following what mantras we have to chant, what we have to do in each time, we have to do that. Follow samskars. Shodasha vidha samskar, 16 samskars are there, or some say 10, depends on varna. So if we just follow a dharmic life based on Shastra, we become happy. So there was no idea to seek happiness. Have you seen a village traditionally in India? You cannot find a cinema. You will not find even a restaurant. Previously, even no shop. It's just the house and maybe Panchayat town hall in the farm. People are happy. No one thought, man, I have to get out of here. I have to go to America. What am I doing here? I am dying of boredom. No one thought like that. Because they were absorbed in doing their duties. Automatically, the happiness, knowledge, eternality are there. But they got covered by Maya and they can come out once we practice the process of bhakti. When we practice process of bhakti, Maya withdraws, again we come under Krishna. A devotee is under God. A devotee is under Krishna. It's called internal energy, Antaranga Shakti. A person who doesn't do bhakti, he comes under Maya. Maya means Maya Devi, Durga Devi. Durga in English we say Mother Nature. She's in charge. Bhavani is in charge of the creation. She's in charge. And actually we should be under Krishna. But if we decide, no, I want to not be with Krishna, I want to enjoy my own here. So then we are put under Maya Devi, Durga. So Maya Devi is a very powerful personality. She's controlling this whole creation. But one of her duties is to make us suffer. The three modes, Triguna, is coming from her. Therefore she is depicted with a Trishul. Trishul is Triguna. Some say it's the Tapatraya, three forms of suffering. Do you know the three forms of suffering? Yeah, correct. Suffering caused by my mind or my body, suffering caused by other people, to me, and suffering caused by nature or demigods. These are three kinds of suffering. So, even the picture is denoting that she is killing Asur. So, who is defined as Asura? If Vishnu Puran gives a definition, one who is not a devotee of Vishnu. One who is not a devotee of Vishnu is known as Asura. Dvau bhuta sarga lokyasmin asura deva evacha. Vishnu bhakti smrito deva asurastad viparyaya. One who is not a devotee of Vishnu must be disturbed by Durga Devi. Vishnu is any of his avatar, that is also included. But one who is not, he will be disturbed. How? Suffering. She is shown to be pushing the Trishul into the Asur. So some people worship Durga Devi. Actually we honor and respect her. But she is known as Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi is devotee of Vishnu. When we worship Vishnu, she becomes happy. We don't have to worship separately. But some worship her. Why worship her means they want some material benefits. And when they do that, they'll get the benefit. But it doesn't mean she'll not make them suffer also. Even her own devotees, she'll make them suffer. Because she's angry, why are you not surrendering to Vishnu? You're a servant of Vishnu. Why aren't you surrendering? Why are you misusing this form of life? So a devotee is under Krishna, Vishnu. But if they decide to enjoy separately, Krishna puts them under, okay, you come under Vaishnav. But actually everything is under Krishna. And no other devata can do anything without the permission of Krishna. He will sanction it. He has to sanction. But if we don't worship Krishna, the result is suffering. Of course, some people who don't worship Krishna because they know that wealth is not there is no wealth, so they worship other personalities to get wealth. They'll get the wealth, but they'll not get liberation. But the devotee of Krishna, he'll get happiness, he'll get liberation, he'll get knowledge, Gyan. Actually, because of Gyan, we are able to detach from this material world. We even may be living here, but we are not involved in it. We are encouraged as devotees, we don't eat out, we don't eat food not cooked by a devotee, we don't hear music not made by a devotee glorifying Krishna, or a movie glorifying a Krishna or devotee. So in this way, one can live in this material world, but they are not in the material world. We are in Devi Dham. Hari Dham is Vaikuntha. But we are not under. I mean, we are not pure. Still we are coming under, until you are fully pure. But the thing is that you can be in this material world and not suffer and not undergo birth. You can be liberated. The gun won't touch you, you'll be happy. That is possible, that state. But one has to be taking shelter of Antaranga Shakti, internal energy. How? All is being Krishna. What we eat is offered to God. What we hear is offered to God. What I am speaking is either glorifying God or some preaching related thing, or whatever I have to do. Some people are working, studying, they have to do minimal, they do that. But all existence is absorbed in Krishna. And then that he is known as a Jiva Mukta, liberated soul, even though he is in the material world. So in that case, one can be in the material world, but they are not part of it. Srila Prabhupada, great devotees, Ramanujacharya, Madhva, they came here, but you cannot say they were like us. They came under duty of Krishna. So devotee can be like that. But the qualification is one must be always connected to Krishna in bhakti. There are 9 forms of bhakti, and each of them one can absorb and put in such a way that we never disconnect from Krishna. So if that happens, we attain perfection. Here Narad Muni attained perfection. He says that the feeling of happiness was so great that he forgot himself. He forgot the Supreme Lord. Ocean of happiness here. It says, Ananda Samplave Leena. Ananda Samplava. Samplava means ocean. Ocean of happiness. Leena means absorbed in that ocean. Happiness in material life is compared to few drops. Getting one drop, another drop. But the happiness of Brahma Sokyam, spiritual activity, is so great that one will give up all those things. He may be inside or he may be not, but he is not attached to that happiness. And others are wondering, oh, how you are living like this? But because one gets a greater happiness, then we don't look for the smaller happiness. Hare Krishna. Any question?
In the beginning you said that Krishna's potency is divided into three parts.
Yeah, spiritual potencies.
Yeah. Can you repeat that?
Repeat. Yeah, this is mentioned that actually it's given in Vishnu Puran that the energies of Krishna, spiritual energies, are threefold. If we are under Krishna, so what, some of the energy, not one, it will be combination of energies, are samvit, some means complete, vit means to know, so complete knowledge. One of the energies gives you knowledge. A devotee is in knowledge. Why? Because of Krishna's energy. Samvit. Sandhini is the potency which is causing existence, eternality, existential knowledge, existential energy, that is called Sandhini. And Ahladini. Ahladini Shakti gives happiness. So a devotee naturally can get all of this without separate energy, just by worshipping Krishna.
Ahladini happiness. Ahladini is happiness.
Yeah, Ahladini. Ahladini. Hladini. In fact, the name of Prahlad Maharaj derives from this. Something like Ahlada means happy. He's always in happiness. Why? Because he is absorbed in Krishna. Or Narasimha.
Yeah. So this is in context of Bhagavad Gita statements about different kinds of worshippers. So it was given those who are in the mode of goodness, they worship the devatas. Others, Tamogun, they worship in ghosts and everything.
Yeah.
So then, but it is also said in this sloka you quoted from Vishnu Puran.
Vishnu Bhakti Smato Deva.
So those who are not devotees of Vishnu, they are Asuri. So then how do we reconcile these two subjects? Because Asuri people must be in Tamogun, but those who are in the mode of goodness, they are worshipping devatas. So how to reconcile these two?
The devatas in our creation, you have daityas and the devas. So the asuras, they are not devotees of Vishnu, but the devas, they are under Indra. He is the king, and they are all devotees of Vishnu. They have close association, but they cannot see him till they become pure devotees. So in that way, they are devotees. So then you said, what did you say, that Vishnu Bhakta Smata Deva. But you said devas. No, one in mode of goodness worships devas.
My doubt is that people are there who don't particularly worship Krishna or any form of Vishnu.
They worship devas.
They worship, they are attached to other devatas. But would we classify them under Asuri category? Based on this sloka, it seems we should classify them under that category. But at the same time, we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that those who are in the mode of goodness, they worship the devas. They worship.
Yeah. So those who worship the devatas, we say they are predominantly in the mode of goodness. They are predominantly. That means they'll be sattvic in nature, but they'll not be pure devotees. One who's in pure devotion doesn't have the Rajagun Tamagun, but the mode of goodness they are in will be infected with Rajagun Tamagun. It's not Shuddha Sattva. So they're in mode of goodness, but if you take up, you see, even if you know what is right and wrong, we have principles, Manu Samhita says. But there's a Lokik and then the Bhagavad. The Lokik says it's good to, in an open hospital, be good to people, be kind, live nicely. But according to Bhagavad principles, actually, it's good to serve Vishnu. It's good to serve Krishna, and we're not doing that, then it's wrong. That action is wrong. If Krishna is not benefiting, it's wrong. And if he's a very good man, he feeds poor people, open hospital, open school, is he a devotee? No. Then he asuric in the sense that everything he's doing not to serve Krishna, then that's wrong. Bhagavad Gita doesn't say anywhere to do material goodness. So finally what we understand, Someone who worships Krishna, he's all good. in terms of common knowledge to people, we say, okay, if you're worshipping devatas, he's sattvic, he's a good person. He's not tamasic, rajasic. But definitely if you're worshipping devatas, it's not for bhakti, it's for some benefit. So that's not pure devotion, not pure sattva guna, definitely. All demigod worship, you get something, benefit. But Krishna worship, you don't get anything. So when they say sattva gun, it's not that Shuddha sattva. Lord Shiva, he says that verse, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam Iyate Tata Bhagwan Apavritam. Shuddha sattva is that state by which one is in the Vasudev state, by which one can see Krishna directly. For that you have to be Sattvam Vishuddham. The sattva gun now they're talking about is infected. So, are they devatas? Are they asura? They are asuras in the sense that yes, they are asuras because they are not worshipping Krishna. Asuras even in the universe here, they may not be classified as asuras, but Prabhupada says in a lecture, as long as we have desired to enjoy this material world, we have the seeds of asuric nature, which any time will come, and again will become demonic to enjoy. It can any time come up.
Told that I think Ma Durga, she feels happy when you directly worship Krishna.
Yeah.
And when you worship her, she gives you the material benefits, but again, she also
punishes. Because still we suffer birth, death, disease.
So my question is, let's say I go to a Durga temple. Over there, do I say Jai Durga Ma or do I say Hare Krishna? How does it?
We have one shloka that actually we chant. This is from Brahma Samhita. So we chant when we go before Durga temple. Once I went with my guru, he went to the Durga temple in Udupi. And he said, Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shaktir Eka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Ichana Rupam Api Yasya Chacheshtate Sa Govindamadi Purushantamaham Bhajami. That shloka comes in Lord Brahma's prayers when he became self-realized that Durga Devi is in charge of the creation, maintenance, destruction of this universe. Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti. She is a shadow of Krishna in the sense that she'll do whatever Krishna wants. Just like my shadow is following my hand, it will not do anything different. Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga. And Ichhanu Rupam, she follows the Ichha of Krishna. Ichhanu Rupam Apyasya Chacheshtate Sa Govinda Adi Purusham. Therefore I worship Govinda, who is of whom the Durga Devi is the shadow potency. So we chant that shloka in the mood that I'm glorifying Durga, that you are energy of Krishna and you are carrying out his order. We may go sometime and worship, but you see, a lot of people previously were worshipping devatas. So Prabhupada did encourage, because we may go thinking that I'm going to ask Krishna for worship, but instead we are trying to get her favor, then that old feeling comes again. So generally speaking, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we only worship Krishna. But sometimes some prominent temple we'll go. I went to Shiva temple, Vishnu sometime. Prominent temples we go. We'll offer respects. Did I answer your question?
I had some more things, some more points.
Okay.
In connection to that.
Yes.
So here, so when we are talking about the Asuri nature with Mahavir,
Yeah.
that them being Asuras, so is it that those who, even if they are worshipping the demigods, there are people who are not inimical to the worship of Vishnu, and they may still consider that yes, Vishnu is supreme, but they worship devatas. For instance, Madhvas.
Okay.
For instance, the Madhvas.
Okay, alright.
So could we classify them, obviously, we can't classify them as the a pure devotee of Vishnu in that sense. Or
Can we say they're pure devotees?
Yeah.
For that I have to properly understand philosophy.
This is an absolute statement
Yeah.
of Vishnu Bhaktas or Deva. So Vishnu Bhaktas are Deva and Asuras are Viparya. So when we are talking about Viparya, are we talking about those who are not interested in Vishnu or those who are inimical?
Means they're not a devotee. For that I have to learn, I have to properly understand what the philosophy, I don't. What is they are worshipping, even in their main temple, Hanuman is there and I think Garuda.
But they would consider them as a supreme personality.
Who? No.
Yeah.
Jivotam.
Yes.
Of all the jivas, Vayu is greatest. Yeah, Hari Sarvotam.
Not only even other devatas, they worship.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I don't understand properly how they may be saying Vishnu is supreme, but they are his, so I can't comment. I have to understand the philosophy, I can't. But what I know is that Krishna, our Gaudiya Sampradaya took two principles from each Sampradaya. For Madhvas, we took the exclusive worship of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that, that's one of the features. And another thing I'll tell you, if you see previously, people, Vaishnavas would worship demigods to get Krishna's favor. One is Rukmini. She went to the Durga temple to pray that I can get Krishna as my husband, and then Krishna kidnapped her. That was there. And it was done. It's not that exclusive, but there's a way how you worship, like Krishna said, they say you should be worshipping Krishna, and they are empowered personalities who and we are under them, so help me to worship, help me to get pure devotion to Krishna. But it's now, my understanding is we don't do that because the feeling of worshipping demigods is so deep in us to get benefit that we'll get sidetracked. It's not at all permitted now for us. So it may be in some way, in some Sampradaya, but I cannot comment on that. I can't comment whether it's pure devotion there.
Like example was not very appropriate, just came to my but in general, even people...
In general, Krishna says, Ananya Cheta Satatam. Ananya. Anya means other, no other. Yomam Smarati. Always thinking of Krishna. Now if you bring someone else in, I'm thinking of Krishna and this and that, then we are not listening. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana. Ananya, no other. Mam ekam sharanam vaja, one, me only. So in that way, only Krishna, emphasized. And if you bring anyone else, that means we're thinking even them a little, then you're sharing. Then it's not going to work. It's not Ananya Cheta. Of course, we may take time to come to that state, but that's the ideal. Because actually we are worshipping maybe some, not necessarily a devata, but some material, we're taking shelter, some material thing like my body, strong body, health. That's also included. And devata. We have to only take shelter and be in Krishna. Finally. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Example of